Well, a very good afternoon from Phuket, and today I've come down to take a look at Kata Beach and the local area to the beach. It's such a beautiful day, I thought I need to get out and do a little bit of filming, and as I haven't filmed Kata for quite a while, I thought it'd be interesting to see if there's any difference, if there's a little bit more life here, what's exactly going on. As you can see, the beach behind me, and like I say, it is an absolutely beautiful day. A lot of people asking about the weather at this time of year. Well, you can see what it's like today. Yesterday was also a very nice day indeed. But we are getting a little bit of rain, so it's not always blue skies, but definitely today it's one of the better days. And as I say, I wanted to get out. I know I haven't been putting that much content on my channel of late. I was out last night filming over in Kamala, doing the nightlife section, as I said I would in my Kamala Beach tour. I did mention that I would be going over there, but unfortunately last night I had a few issues. I was hoping to do a live stream. I hadn't took my ordinary cameras with me because I wanted to do it live, and then I had a few problems which she'll talk about shortly a little bit further into the video. But for now, let's just admire this beautiful beach. As I say, we're not just going to look at the beach today because of course the beach, beautiful on a day like today. It is a little bit windy, as you could probably clearly see from the flags that are flapping about, and obviously the waves. There's a little bit of swell. No, it's not massive, but the breeze is actually quite nice because it is very, very hot today. Even with the breeze, the heat is quite bad. This time of year, the humidity. I've noticed now that they've made this road here one way, even though some people ignore the one-way signs. It is supposed to be one way now. It has been like that for a little while, but again, it's still, the signs are still being shown today, so I presume this is a permanent thing. I thought it was just a temporary thing with the markets, but we have got a few street vendors down here selling food. Time of day is, I think it's just coming up to 2 o'clock. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 10 past 2, so it's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The bar, restaurant, surfing place is not open today. I don't think it's open at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. And I did notice on the way in, there are still some areas of Kata that haven't fully recovered yet, and there's quite a few units and places up for rent or sale. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have a walk along the beach as we are now to the end, and then we're going to turn right, follow that road up and round, and then down. I don't know whether you'd call it a main road, but it's the second road back from the beach. We're going to have a walk along there, see how busy it is, what shops are open, premises, business premises, etc. Because as I say, I haven't covered Kata for a little while now. I can't remember exactly, but it's been at least 2 or 3 months. It may even be longer than that, to be honest. And I shall be coming back again in the evening time and taking a look at the evening. As I mentioned, I was over in Kamala last night. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back and reshoot that because the quality just didn't work for me last night. I had a few issues. I'm not sure whether it was the app or whether it's just because that on mobile, I'm trying to stream mobile, and you don't always get a good signal when you're live streaming, and as soon as the signal drops off, of course it affects the live stream and the quality of the stream. And reviewing what I shot last night, I did shoot actually 2 live streams, because the first live stream, it actually my phone oops, my phone actually froze during the stream, which I've never had before, and the app was unresponsive, so I had to close it down, and of course that closed the stream down. And then I tried to do a little bit of video work, because the app that I use for live streaming also has a part that you can just do video in it, and it's got a nice little feature where you can actually use both cameras on your phone, so front and back facing camera, while you're recording, which means that I can put an external mic on my gimbal. You see a few people sitting on the edge of the beach enjoying this beautiful weather, and That means I don't have to rotate the gimbal so the wire doesn't get wrapped round it, and that's the only app that I've come across that allows me to flick between the two cameras without having to rotate the gimbal. And normally in the camera app, whichever camera you start recording on, you then can't swap the camera during recording, which means you have to rotate the camera backwards and forwards. And on a gimbal you've got wires and things that can get wrapped round if you're using external mics, and it can cause a few problems. But unfortunately I did 25 minutes worth of video work, and when I came to save the file at the end of it, when I stopped the recording, it didn't save, so that was lost. So I went into the app, because I hadn't took any other cameras with me, made a few changes to the settings, hoping that that would resolve the problems, and it seemed to work fine, no problems. But reviewing the footage this morning, when I got up and had a look at the live stream, because I was hoping that I could download the two streams and do a little bit of editing and put the two streams together to produce one reasonable video, but unfortunately the quality just wasn't there. And I have been trying this live streaming now for several months, probably a little bit longer than that, and it's just too unreliable, I'll be honest with you. A few weeks ago I used it in Phuket town. Some of you may have seen the market video and the surrounding area, and that came out really well. And then yesterday evening I used it, and it was just a waste of time. So clearly it's not as reliable as pre-recording stuff, but I was hoping to do more live streaming simply because it's a little bit easier for me to do, because there's a lot less editing involved than when I'm doing the pre-recorded stuff. For some reason I seem to do a lot more editing, and that makes a lot more work, and at the moment I just simply don't have the time, and this is a real factor on my channel at the moment, and that's why you're not seeing as much content of late on my channel, because my channel is only small. I was hoping that it would grow a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker, but these things take time, as you know, and each creator's different. Some people have more success on YouTube than others. My channel's still only fairly small and doesn't generate much in the way of income, and of course the money that it generates has to go back into making the content, because as I've mentioned before, most things in life are not free, and that includes the content. So there's always some sort of expense, and it's just simply not making a lot of income to allow me to make content. And because of the last 2 years with COVID, I've had to look at other things, basically, because obviously our savings have been affected, our business has been affected. Things are slowly getting better over here, no doubt. As you can see, there is a little bit more life than there has been in the past, but it's still not back 100%. And with this in mind, I really need to look at other things, and I have a few things on the go at the moment that both me and Nat are looking at and we're doing, and it just means I don't have as much time as I did to concentrate on my YouTube channel and produce the content. So going forward you may see a little bit less content. I am trying my hardest to put a video on every week, as I have done, but I cannot always guarantee that you will see a new video every week. I will do my best to do that, but I can't guarantee it going forward. As I say, I was hoping the live streams would work a little bit better for me than they have, but unfortunately it's just not reliable enough. And I think now, after testing and doing a lot of live streams for the last 3 or 4 months, I can see that it's not really the ideal way forward. In fact, it's actually making me more work. We're just behind the Club Med resort. That is now back open. It was shut for a very, very long time. They've had a lot of renovation work done on this section down here. I don't know what it's like. I'm going to try and get in there, because I do actually know one of the managers at Club Med, and she did mention the fact that she would get me in so I could go and do some filming. I haven't followed that up. I haven't seen her for a while, to be honest. A few more people. I mean, the beach is far from packed. It's actually Mother's Day here in Thailand. I'm presuming it's the same in other places. I'm not quite sure. But the kids are off school today. I was expecting it to be a little bit busier than what it is, but there are a few people that are down on the beach, of course, given the weather. I'm not surprised. A few people out in the sea, but there are red flags about. I've spoken about the red flags before, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But I will definitely do my best to try and produce as much content as I can, but I'm very mindful of the quality. I want to try and keep the quality good, the picture quality, etc., and I just can't do it with the live streaming. If I was live streaming from home where I've got a solid internet connection, I don't think it would be such a big problem, but definitely doing it mobile on a SIM card is not as easy as I first thought, because you're very hingent on the signal quality and you just can't rely on it. You can literally move 50 yards and go from a full signal to no signal, and unfortunately that's no good for live streaming. And because I'm walking around, it really is showing up. Actually, there's still, I can see there, luckily I've got my camera pole with me today, so we can get up and have a look over there. There looks like there's some sort of construction still going on. I'm not quite sure. I thought it had finished, I'll be honest, at Club Med, but clearly not so, because I can see something over there. So we're going to walk to the end here and then turn right, follow it all the way around, and we'll come back to where I've parked my bike, which is just down the bottom that we've left. And we're just going to have a walk and a chat. Just try and bring you, because a lot of people have been asking me about Kata and Kamala and which is better. And as I said on the live stream last night, which obviously only a few people may have seen, it's very hard to say which is better, because Kata has Karon, Kamala has Surin. You can also go into Bantao and Chuntalay, so that's quite good in the evening time. But from Kata you can always go into Phuket town, which, as some of you will know, I've started covering Phuket town, and I will carry on with that very, very soon. I am working on it. I have shot a lot of B-roll for the Phuket town sort of series of videos, because there's a lot to cover. I certainly couldn't do it in one video, so there's going to be a series of videos coming on Phuket town very, very shortly. I was hoping I'd be able to do it live, but it's just not going to work out, I don't think. So I'm going to go back to what I know with the normal cameras and the pre-recorded stuff, and I will try and get as much content, as I say, as I can, but I can't guarantee it every week, but I will do my best. But going back to what I was saying, trying to decide which is better, Kata or Kamala, is very, very difficult. I will say that I haven't been to Kamala at night for a very, very long time, up until last night, and I must admit I was a little bit underwhelmed and disappointed what I saw. It was extremely quiet, considering if you look at the daytime when I went and did the beach tour and just the beach area, that looked reasonable. There was a fair amount of people, and that was only shot a couple of weeks ago, so it's not like a long period of time. That was just a few weeks ago. But last night it was extremely quiet in Kamala. There were plenty of restaurants, so food wise you're not going to have a problem. If you're looking for food in Kamala, there's definitely a lot of restaurants that you're going to be able to choose from, and indeed me and Nat actually dined over in Kata at Anne's Kitchen. So there's a good choice of restaurants, but just bars, places to go and have a drink, especially bars that you may want to go in with your family rather than the girly bars, because there are girly bars over there. Wasn't as many as I thought there would be, but there are some over there, there's no doubt about that. But actual normal bars, regular bars, they're very thin on the ground, very thin on the ground, and I was really struggling to find the normal bar. So I was a little bit disappointed, because I seem to remember Kamala being, I mean, as I say, up until last night, it's been a very long time since I've been to Kamala at night, but I seem to remember it being better than it was last night, and it was very quiet. Now, I didn't cover all the areas because I was having problems with the app and it wasted a lot of time. So we ended up only doing the sort of southern end of the beach area, and we didn't get up towards Cafe de Mar. There's some restaurants and bars right on the beach along that area, which you can take a look at if you have a look at my beach tour video, you will see what I'm talking about there. But there's a few bars there, and I didn't go up and have a look at those because I just simply not only run out of time, but my battery on my phone was down to a very low percentage because of all the messing about and problems that I was having with the app. And as I say, I'm going to have to go back and reshoot that with my normal cameras because I just felt that it wasn't good enough, or it isn't good enough to make a video out. I have got the video files for it, but looking at it today, the live stream, it's not the quality's just not good, and I don't want to put that on my channel. I'd rather just go back over and shoot it, but unfortunately I can't go back tonight. It's going to be maybe in the next few days, so you may see this video before you see the Kamala nightlife video, because I'm going to edit this either this afternoon or tomorrow and try and get it on my channel, because I haven't really put a lot on the channel lately, I know, as I say, so I'm mindful of that. So I want to get some content on. Let's just spin the camera because you're going to get bored looking at me, and take a look at the beach. We're still walking along the beach. One thing great about here is you've got a nice walk along the beach. Can do in the morning or early in the evening, not in the middle of the day like I'm doing, because it is very warm. But I'm trying to show it. I've got a chance to go out this afternoon, so I thought, well, I'll go and have a look, do a little bit of filming, I'll get a little bit of content, see how Kata's looking, because people are asking me Kata or Kamala, and really it's difficult to say. On the surface, I mean, when I came a few months ago, Kata's nightlife, going on what I saw a few months ago, seems better than what Kamala's nightlife is. So if nightlife's an important factor to you, then maybe that might swing it for you on your decision. There are a lot of restaurants available, but obviously if you're looking for places to relax after you've had food, such as bars, I didn't see many bars, as in the way of bars without girls in Kamala. There are a few, but definitely not loads. As I say, I didn't cover all the areas, but I did cover the main sort of town, if you want to call it that area, and there wasn't many bars really. Even with the girls in, there wasn't as many bars as I was expecting. I'll be honest with you, it was a lot quieter. I'm guessing some of the bars haven't reopened. I don't know. I don't know how many there were before. I can't really remember, but there definitely seems a lot less. I can see the jet skis and the sunbeds are back on the beach now, and the beach is looking absolutely glorious today. Beautiful blue sky, a little bit of cloud. As I say, there's a little bit of wind, not too much, and then we've got some more of these food vendors just on the edge of the beach here. Hello mate, little dog there, relaxing in the shade. I don't blame him. So you're going to have a few choices. If you're coming to the beach, you can get some food and drink. You're not too far away, you don't have to walk too far. And we're going to follow this road round, and this comes to the back of the Ozo Hotel, which is a hotel that I want to try and get in and cover, because that's a lot of people asking me about our hotel. Is it a good hotel? I don't really know. If you haven't already joined my Facebook group, consider taking a look at the group, simply because now it's growing in size. It's got 1,700 members, and there's a lot of members in there that come out to Thailand on a regular basis. So if you want to know about hotels that I haven't covered, maybe some of the members will have stayed in those hotels and they can give you their opinions on the hotels, so you get a more accumulative knowledge, not just mine, because obviously I don't know every single place. Now I just want to stop here because there's a canal that runs here. Now before COVID, this canal was quite bad, and somebody pointed it out to me in this area. It did smell really, really bad, but of course we had COVID, and this canal during the COVID period cleared completely up, because this actually runs all the way round, follows all the way down round, and actually into the bottom part, or the top part, whichever way you want to look at it, of Kata Beach, right at the end. So it's okay, yeah, it's okay.
I know you, you are Thailand, Tony.
Yes, I am indeed. Nice to meet you. You on holiday?
Yes, my name is Ralph, I'm from Germany.
Oh, okay, Rolf, nice to meet you. Having a nice time?
Yes, yeah, sure.
And
the
how?
last 25 years I come to here.
Really? So you're a veteran. So you come every year?
Yes, the last 2 years not, because it was too difficult to come to here.
Ah, yes, because of the COVID.
But now it's open again, and so we start.
I take it, do you just come to Kata, or do you go to other areas?
This year is our first time in Patong. Normally we live in Karon.
Ah, okay, yes.
But this year we decided to live in Patong because there is more infrastructure and
a little bit more going on.
It's a lot is closed, and some buildings look broken, and it changed so much in the last 2 years.
Yes, I think you're right there. There has been quite a lot of changes, and it's still at a very early stage of recovery. I think there's still a long way to go.
Yes.
But are you finding anything that's majorly different here?
Yes.
Is there anything that you can think of?
Less people, and that's beautiful.
Less people. Less people. Well, yeah. I guess if you don't like the crowds, then yes, I guess it's a good time to come to Thailand at the moment.
Sure. Normally we come in February, but now our kid is in school, and in summertime we have more free, and
okay.
It's easier. But the weather is fine.
It's not too bad. It's been really nice for the last few weeks.
Yes.
A little bit of rain, but not too much.
Not too much, I think, and all is okay.
Okay. And how long have you got left?
On Phuket this year is only 9 days. We left next Friday and fly to Chiang Mai.
Oh, okay, lovely. Chiang Mai is beautiful.
Then we stay there 1 week, and then we go to Bangkok or Pattaya. We don't know.
Ah, right. Okay, so you still got a little bit of time for your holiday,
yes.
Just not in Phuket.
Yeah, it's not only Phuket, and but Phuket is always our main point.
Ah, okay.
Because we know people here, but I've sometimes have written in your
Comments?
Yes, in your comments, and say that you must make a video from Pineapple Guest House in Karon Beach.
Right, yes, I think I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
He's a friend of ours.
Is that still open? Is that?
It's open, but not at the moment, because Steve is in England. Have
Ralph,
a nice day.
yeah, it was really nice to have met you. Have a lovely holiday.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and please carry on watching the channel. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, there you go. Come out again and got spotted by somebody, so that's happening fairly regular. But I wanted to have a quick look, as I was saying, about this canal, because somebody, well, a subscriber of mine had pointed it out and said it was in a bit of a state, and this was just before COVID. It doesn't look quite as bad as it did when I came down initially. I don't think I got round to making that video because it was right on the start of COVID, but it doesn't look too bad, because obviously people walk along this footpath here that will take you into Kata, and people cut down here, and he was complaining that the smell was quite bad. Obviously the hotels and businesses along this canal shouldn't be pumping anything into the canal, I believe, and maybe they were, and obviously with the last 2 years with everywhere being closed, the canal completely changed and it was a lot clearer. But I can see now that it is starting to go a little bit not so good. Okay, well, let's now carry on walking around and see what's going on. And we're going to come up behind the Ozo Hotel, as I've mentioned, and that's just over the back here. And that is a hotel that I want to try and get into if I can, but of course I have to pay to go into these hotels. I don't always get access to the hotel. If the hotel contacts me, or I'm lucky enough to be able to know somebody that works there, and I can get in that way. Or the other way that I can get in is obviously if a subscriber of the channel offers me the opportunity to go over and film the hotel while they are staying there. And I have had a few subscribers that have very kindly allowed me to go over, because I realise they're on holiday and they're giving up their time to allow me to go in, and that's always greatly appreciated. I've had a guy that's done that for the Hilton. In fact, I've been to the Hilton twice with 2 different people that have been staying there, and that has allowed me to cover the Hilton quite extensively. The Hilton in Karon I'm talking about. I've covered the Novotel in Kamalar in the past. That was through the hotel though, not through a guest staying there. The hotel had asked me to go over and cover that. So I want to try and cover more hotels. As you can see, this is the back entrance, and that gate closes at 10 p.m. at night. Now they're supposed to have a very nice pool area here. I think they've got a few pools. I can just see it here. Obviously I'm not staying there, so I'm not going to be able to go in, but I will try and get into some more hotels. I try to look out for any really good offers on rooms and that, but of course I'm not going to be staying there overnight, even though I have to pay to stay there. I can sometimes go in on a day pass, but the problem with day passes, it doesn't give you access to any of the rooms. So whilst the day pass can work out a lot cheaper, as I say, I can only really film the grounds of the hotel and maybe some of the facilities they have to offer, but I wouldn't have access to the rooms, and that's what people want to see. They want to see the rooms. But of course, even when I pay to stay at the hotel, which I've done in the past, to be able to do some filming, I only get access to one grade of room. So it's always better if the hotel invites me over, because that way I can then cover all the grades of room, like I did with the Novotel in Camelot. They invited me over and I got to show all the grades of rooms. So I want to show you these businesses because I believe there was a bar here, bar stroke restaurant, or just bar, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember what it was. There's a few businesses that run up the hill. There's a massage shop that is open, but all the rest are closed. I'm not sure about the Exchange, whether that's open or not. And then we've got some more here, but these are still closed as well. So as you can see, not a massive change since I last filmed here. Obviously you can go back and take a look at those videos. It is slowly improving, but as I've mentioned before, the key word here is slowly, unfortunately. We are seeing an improvement in tourism, because now, of course, most of the restrictions here in Thailand have been removed. Not all of them, but most of them have gone. You no longer have to wear a mask in public. There are a few exceptions to that rule, which I'm not going to go over right now, but generally you don't need to wear a mask. Of course I do carry one, because when I go into people's businesses, the Thai people are still very mindful of the masks, and they've still got it in their mind that they want to wear it, and again, if you want to wear it, that's fine. And I always take one just in case, because if I'm going into a business and they've all got masks on, then I sort of feel that I need to put the mask on just so that people are all happy, everybody's happy. But generally I don't wear it in public places outside. Nat does sometimes. As I've said, the Thai people are sort of concerned about it, the situation's still out here. So I sort of respect that, because I live here and I try. That's something that you don't see too often over the last 2 years. The Muay Thai fighting in Patong, as I've mentioned in a couple of the Patong videos, you do, or are now seeing them about a little bit more than what they were. So we're now at the junction. Going down that way will take you into Karon, and I shall cover the Karon and that area as well in the coming weeks, because again, people are asking me about Karon and around the Centaura Hotel. Can I go and take a look? We've got a large seafood restaurant here that's now reopened. That was shut for a very, very long time. A few of these units here, as you can see, these are open, selling t-shirts and dresses and accessories, etc., flip-flops. So that's nice to see. I'm glad to see these back. There is another road that runs while I'm here. I'll just point it out to the right. Again, there's businesses running all the way down there back to the main road. Most of them, not all, have reopened. There are still a few bars down there that are open, and there's still some that are closed. We've got another souvenir shop there, a shop, pharmacy maybe, I'm not quite sure. A beauty shop, beauty and spa shop, Swadika, selling different products. A tour shop, so if you're looking to go on some tours. Now, talking about tours, I am working with Nika from over in Patong, who has a tour company. So check out my Facebook group if you want to get some good deals on tours. Nika's the person to speak to, and she will be able to sort you out some fabulous deals on either boat trips or land-based trips. Now, this area right in front of us here is the bar area, I guess you'd call it, in Kata. Obviously it's early afternoon, they're not going to be open at the moment. But you've got bars that run down the side, bars, restaurants, should make that clear, then bars running down the centre, and then more bars and restaurants on the other side. So a reasonable area. Not all the bars in this area on the sides have girls working in them, but the bars that run down the centre that you can see do. So again, if you want to come here with your family, you sort of not want that in your face, then there are a few that don't have girls. I don't believe this one does here. I think this is a live music restaurant, live music stroke bar. And then we have the Wine Connection. I believe that is now back open, because again, that was closed for a very long time, and that has reopened, which is a nice restaurant for a meal. I've always had reasonably good meals in the Wine Connection. And then of course we've got the big hotel that I've just mentioned, that we've just been behind. A lot of people asking about this hotel. Again, as I've said, it's difficult for me to comment because I haven't stayed here myself, but you are welcome to join my Facebook group. People in that group have stayed here. They can give you their feedback on what they think to the hotel, so that might be of help to you. As I say, I can't always do everything for YouTube because it's not so easy doing the videos all the time. It takes a lot of time and effort, whereas it's a lot quicker for me to do Facebook posts. So we're going to make our way down this road. I believe it's called Kata Road. I may be wrong, but if I'm wrong on that, I'll put what it's called on the bottom of the screen now. But I believe this is Kata Road. It runs all the way down to the very bottom, and we're going to walk down to the bottom part where I went down to the beach and go back towards the motorbike, and you can have a look for yourself on this video. It's going to be quite long. What is actually open along this road, because I guess this is the sort of main part of Kata, this and the other road that I've showed. There are a few soys running off this road, of course. The market has now reopened, not completely, not everything is back, the night market here in Kata, but it has reopened. I've seen postings of it, and there are some stalls in there that you can have food from. Again, we've got a mixture of shops along here. There's a pharmacist and souvenirs again there, and then we've got a couple that are still closed. You've got the coffee club, which is a fairly new addition to Kata, so there's a few coffee shops and places. I think they do food as well, to be honest. The pizza company, they look like they've gone. They're not reopening. Maybe I may be wrong. Maybe they'll open towards the high season. It's always difficult because we are in the low season at the moment, so it's that time of year where some people just think, I'm not going to bother opening the business and I'll wait until November, October, November. So we may see some more businesses opening. Now that's the back part of the market there, and then you access the front of the next soy. You just walk up there just a little way, and then there's a sign, the night market, Kata night market, I believe. As I say, that has reopened, which is great because it gives a little bit more to Kata, because again you've got a restaurant there, and then there's about 6 or 7 units, as you can see yourself, that are still closed. No businesses in any of those. That one may just be closed today, maybe their day for closing. I know it's Friday, but you'll be surprised how many businesses close on a Friday. I don't know why. I mean, our day is not really Friday. I wouldn't personally close on a Friday, but each to their own. Now, the path that I was talking about, the canal, this is the entrance. If you're coming out of Kata for it, you can walk along here, and that will take you down towards the beach area. I think these people are actually looking for the beach. So yeah, that will take them. It looks like they're going to be building another hotel here somewhere. That's saying Kata Beach. I don't know whether that's where it's being built or whether it's being built around here. It's not quite sure, but there's a sign saying Kata. So that path will take you back down to the beach. And then this junction here, there's some nice restaurants just here. There's the Sugar and Spice. I like that restaurant. The food's excellent in there. I've dined in there a few times. Are very, very good. And then we've got some more restaurants, the Red Snapper, a few others that I can't remember, running up that road. You've also got the Beach Heights, if I remember that rightly, if that's the name, the Beach Heights Caron or something like that. The market entrance is just around here in front as well for the night market. As I say, it is open. I don't think all the stalls are open. I'm not going to walk down there today I might save that for the night video, because there'll be a bit more than here, because at night time this stretch here down to the plaza, there's nothing going on at night, so it's sort of poorly lit, and I have to skip that bit in filming at night time because there's really not much to look at night. But we're going to walk straight down here and back round to the beach, and then that's going to give you the best idea of what it's like at the minute in Kata. There's a little bit of life. You can see there's a few people, a few tourists about, a few people on scooters, etc. It's certainly not busy, even though that place is full of motorbikes, but I'm guessing those are the people that work at Club Med, because this is now Club Med. This area here in between the two roads is filled out with Club Med. Very big resort, and as I mentioned, that is now back open. So yeah, last night little bit disappointed with Camelot, as I say, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to take a second look. I'm going to take my normal camera with me this time. The advantage of having the normal camera is, of course, I can stop the filming and jump locations, which is difficult when you're live streaming because you can't stop the stream. Once you start, obviously once you stop the stream, that's it, the live stream is over. Just making my way through here. So that causes a problem when you want to move location on things in Kata, not Kata, Camelot. Sorry, I keep calling it Kata, but it's Camelot. The things in Camelot are spread out a little bit, and that's the only thing I did notice last night. So there was a little bit more walking involved than I'd anticipated. But I shall go back over to Camelot and do a proper nighttime nightlife video if I can find some nightlife. As I say, plenty of restaurants, but it was a little bit thin on the ground for bars. But as I say, I'll go back and take a second look. Maybe I was looking in the wrong areas. So now we're just outside the Ibis Hotel here in Kata. Unfortunately, the restaurant next door, I believe that was a seafood restaurant going on the signs, and if I remember rightly, it was quite a good seafood restaurant, is no longer there. That's just disappeared, and there was a floor above it. Don't know what's going to be happening there. And then we have a pharmacist and a t-shirt accessory clothing shop, and then a few more units that are still closed. So this is the sort of picture that you're going to see over here in the resort areas. Caron's pretty much the same. You know, people are asking me, has it improved? Yes, it is improving all the time, but it's only a little bit. It's not in leaps and bounds. The improvements are just a few more businesses opening, that type of thing. It's not like wow and it's all back to normal. It's slow improvement, as you will see. And again, I guess you'd say the same for Kata and Camelot. You'd say the same for that. It's slow improvements. I think things are going to take some time yet before we see anywhere near to what we were before the COVID situation. So now in front we have the Palm Square, and this is a collection of restaurants. I don't know whether it's all one big restaurant or whether they're separate restaurants. I'm not quite sure, but it is quite a nice place to come and visit in the evening. If you're here with your family, I don't believe there's any working girls in there. I may be wrong on that, but I don't believe there is. I don't think I've ever noticed working girls, but you can come and have a meal and a drink, and there's normally live music on inside as well over the back there, and it's a nice place in the evening time if you're staying here in Kata. And then again, you see, this will be the problem at night. Then you've got a lot of businesses that are still closed, so there's nothing to film, especially in the evening. It's not so bad now when you've got daylight, but at night it just goes black after this point. Not great for the cameras. And then we've got another side here, and there's a few businesses down there. Again, it's a mixture. Some are open, some are not. You've got massage shops down there and a few restaurants. But you can definitely see there is a lot less businesses opening at the moment. There are still quite a few businesses that are empty, for rent, for sale. And there you go, that runs back to the main road that runs through the back. Down there we've got some money exchanges. I'm going to try and pop across and see what the exchange rates are today to give you an idea. I did cover them last night in Camel, but you may not have seen that live stream because I've taken it down now. I've taken the stream down because it's not the greatest quality. So let's just go and have a quick look. Sometimes the exchange people are not over keen. Sorry, Cap. We're just going to have a quick look. 34 for the US dollar, UK 42, Euro 35, Australia 24. I think that covers it. Come, Cap, thank you. Now bear in mind, of course, the exchange rates, as I've said before, do fluctuate. So that's not guaranteed. They may be different when you come over here. They may change next week, for all I know. So just bear that in mind. I do have to add that because some of the exchange booths actually sometimes don't want me to film because they worry that people are going to think, oh, they see a price and it's got to be that price when they come to use it. And I have to explain, no, I say on the video that it does fluctuate. We've got a 7 here that's just sort of next door, almost next door to the exchange, that hasn't reopened. That doesn't look too great. So you're getting the sort of picture of the area. There are places open and there are places still closed, unfortunately. I'm coming down to some more hotels down here. I'm glad to say most of the hotels here on the island of Phuket have reopened. Not all. I will state that not everyone has reopened. There are still some in this area and across the island that haven't reopened. Because a few people have asked me about I can't remember the name now, in Caron, and that one hasn't unfortunately reopened, but most of them are now reopening. And I guess as we go closer to high season, the few that haven't may reopen. I really don't know. Of course there's going to be some hotels and businesses that have gone out of business due to the COVID situation and unfortunately won't reopen, and at some time may be taken over by new owners. I don't know, but there's definitely some that have unfortunately succumbed to the circumstances. The Kata Sea Breeze Resort, I don't really know much about that, I'll be honest with you. I'm sure there's going to be a few people that have stayed there within my Facebook group. I don't know whether it's a good hotel or not. I don't know the costs, but that one is open. And then we're coming down to the Kata Palm, I believe it's called, if I've got the name right, just down here. Now my sister stayed there. It has been a while. I can't remember how long ago. It's probably may have been 7 years, maybe 8 years. Could be even longer than that, I'm not quite sure. But that is was a very nice hotel at that time when my sister was staying there, because obviously with my sister being there, I went inside. The pool area is beautiful, the rooms were really nice. But as I say, it has been a while back, so I don't know what it's currently like. My sister enjoyed her stay there. And then we've got another resort and restaurant, Italian restaurant. Again, very quiet, a few people dining. I can see just 2 tables in there. Yep, just 2 tables. Again, let's just have a look at the time. Okay, my phone doesn't want to... Oh, there we go. 3 o'clock almost. So we've been going almost an hour. It's taken me to walk round. The camera's saying 45 minutes. I think it was about 10 past 2 when I started, if I remember right. Another resort. Again, I don't know much about that one. It's fairly new, I believe. And then we've got the Kata Palm, I believe, if I've got the name right. Kata Palm Resort. Again, these are open. And then we've got another big hotel that looks really nice next door to that. Again, another hotel that I'd like to get in to cover, do the swimming pool area. Looks fantastic, got water slides and everything. Might be ideal for the children. If you've got a family, it might be worth looking at. I can't remember the name of it. It's not an easy name to pronounce, I think, if I remember rightly. And we're almost back to the turning to go back down to the beach where I parked my bike, so not too far now. We've got a mini Mart looks like that's reopened. I don't know whether it's open. Well, the lights are on at the moment, I can just see, so I'm guessing it's open. But from looking through the window, there's clothing in there and that, so the mini mart now there has reopened. And we've got this hotel here, which looks very, very nice, but it's set right back. And then next to that we've got the Kata Palace Hotel. So quite a few hotels here, restaurants, and there's a small food court here as well. Small market, I guess you'd call it, just a little bit further down there. So that's quite handy. So if you're staying in this area, quite a few facilities in the way of restaurants and shops, and a little bit of a market precinct there. Small indoor precinct, I guess you call it, market, whatever you want to describe it as. And most of those are open in there. I'm sure the vendors would be very pleased to see you in there having a look around. I'm sure you're going to get some good prices at the moment, because it is quiet. If you're coming out here in the next few months, we have a pizza and Italian food place down there, and then more restaurants. The Buffalo Steakhouse is now reopened. Let's just move back across the road so I can get a little bit wider view. Jump in between this, and also move away from the music that's playing. It causes me problems. So the Buffalo Steakhouse is back open here in Kata. That's great to see, because that again was closed. I don't know about the one in Karon. I think it has reopened, but I'm not 100% sure. And then a few more. There's a coffee shop, I think. Not sure. Coffee shop, restaurant, not quite sure what that is. I think this live music place here is actually closed. I may be wrong, it may open up in the evening time, but it's got the stuff around it that tells me that possibly it's not actually going to be opening up in the evening time. And then just a little bit further along here, there's a little bit of an indoor market type thing, I believe, if I'm right. I don't think we've already passed it. I think it's further down here. And that is almost it. We've nearly made our way all the way around. It's taken just under an hour, 50 minutes of recording. And of course you've got the Kata Beyond Resort, which is one of the few hotels that are actually on the beach here in Kata, because of course you've got Club Med, but they're not right on the beach. There's a road separating Club Med to the beach, but the Kata Beyond Resort does actually have direct access onto Kata Beach. There's Kata Rocks and a few other hotels running around that area over there that does have beach access, but some of them are very expensive. That's the market that I was telling you. It's only a very small indoor market, but ideal for food. If you're looking for some food, there's a few food stalls in there. And then we've got a restaurant over the road there that's called Street Food. Now I have covered that one here in Kata. It is on one of my older videos. If you look back through my videos, you will find it. That is excellent. Price is very good, food's very good. They've also got a branch in Shillong, which is our local one really, that we used to go to every week, but we haven't been for a while. We try in other places, because the problem is if you only go to the same places all the time, you don't find any new places, so we try to change it around. But the Street Food is over there. That's nice. I believe it's still Street Food. I can't see the sign because it says Andaman Coffee, and then there's food and something else. I'm trying to see where the sign is, but I don't see it. I believe that's still Street Food. And then we've got another exchange, and we're coming down now to the beach area. As you can see, this is where you would catch the buses in this area here for going into Phuket town if you're staying here in Kata. And you could probably catch one from here to Karon, because I believe they run back to Karon, so you could get off at Karon. Now the bus stop was here for some of them, and I believe is along that road that we've just walked along as well, because it looks like they've moved or not. The bus stop was here, but maybe that was only temporary. Not quite sure, because we've still got a bus timetable there that I can see. So maybe, yeah, local buses, maybe it is still here. not quite sure. Let's have a look. I'm trying to find it. Not very clear. Now, it was here during COVID, but they may have moved it back to along this road. But you're going to be able to catch a bus from Kata. When I say a bus, I'm talking about the local buses, which are 40 baht, so quite cheap to go into Phuket town or jump on if you want to go into Karon, because they go back that way, and then they're coming out of Phuket town, they run back to Karon and then to Kata. As I've talked about blue buses before on previous videos, go and have a look at my older videos. They are still relevant, even though they're older. I've done a thing on the blue buses. I want to do a little bit more on the public transport system here in Phuket, which I should be able to bring you in the next few months. I want to do the smart bus and a little bit more on the bus stations, because you have the new bus station here now in Phuket and the old bus station, which are both still being used, and they will take you to different destinations. And then you have a small, it's not really a bus station, it's more like where the buses stop on the road that go around the island, which I want to show you. And again, I will try and do an updated video that's a little bit more detailed than the last one on that, so it gives you a better picture. But as you can see now, we have arrived back at the beach area, and my bike is just over the back there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative and useful. As always, it's giving you a little bit better look at the Kata area as it is today in August of 2022. So a bit of an update on this area. You can see what's happening. I'm in the beach area. It's quite busy. I can see that the restaurant, cafe restaurant for the Kata Beach Hotel is looking quite busy over there. There's a lot of motorbikes and cars parked around here, but of course people coming to Kata Beach is to be expected. So hopefully that's give you a better picture if you're coming over here to Kata, what you're going to find in this local area. Of course, I haven't covered it all. I will be back to cover again at night, so you can take a look at what it's like at night. But for today, I think I've covered as much as I want to cover. Don't forget to check out the description. All the relevant details and links will be down there, including my social media. Don't forget to check out my social media, my Facebook group. If you haven't already joined, you're very welcome to. Lots of information in there that you're going to find very useful if you're coming out to Phuket on holiday. Also, my Buy Me a Coffee page is now back up and working, because I stopped advertising it because they stopped taking PayPal payments, but they now do bank transfers. So if you want to show your love, buy me a coffee, you can do. The link is on my channel, and I will put it in the description. I'm just checking there's nothing coming in here and I'm going to get run over. I will put the link in the description to the Buy Me a Coffee. I have also now joined Utreon, which is a site very similar to YouTube, because I've had a few issues. I won't go into it now with YouTube, but I will put the link down to my Utreon site. So if you want to join that, I will be doing some stuff for that site separately to my YouTube channel, of course, as well. And I think that's covered everything. Well, as always, thanks for watching the video, and until next time, you take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.